I don't know where these anchors get their question from. They just listen to propaganda on social media. They just listen to one somebody talking or what the presidential aides are cooking up and talking on TV. They just copy it. They come and be wasting the man's time for nothing. The media need to change gear, right? They need to do things properly. Ask the right questions. Bring all the candidates to their stations. Do presidential debate for them. But first, the priority now is not the candidates. The priority now is bringing those in government today to come and give account of their stewardship. We need to see their scorecard. What have they done from the promises they gave Nigerians? From power to insecurity to food security, agriculture, and the rest of them, manufacturing, job creation, and all of this. This is how you itemize it. Create indicator. Use that indicator to ask them questions. Let them answer. Tell us what they have done. High cost of transportation, high cost of standard of living, and the rest of them. Subsidy money, where is the money? Tell us specific projects they have invested the money upon. You say they give state, 2 state governors in. There are 36 of them. They are not much. Bring them in. You can do Zoom call with them. Let them tell us what they are doing with the subsidy money. How is the new subsidy money helping them? What improvement have they done? That is the point. This 2027 general election in Nigeria is beginning to take a new dimension in the sense that what I see these days is it's not really what I expect to be seeing, especially from the Nigerian medias. And the reason is very simple. When guests come on interviews, right, the media will continue to ask the same questions they have been asking for the past decades. Nothing new. Same question, same rhetorics. Just people come on social media, say one thing or the other. You see the press carry it. There's difference between news and propaganda. So, but I've understood this thing that if you appear, in an interview 10 times, they're going to ask you the same question that 10 times. Why should it be so? Is it that the media are not ahead of their game to be able to kind of see the problems of the country? And when people come for interview, they ask them questions based on identifying those problems and solutions they are going to bring on board to solving those problems. I think that's the way interview is supposed to go. But repeating the same questions over and over and over again doesn't really make sense. It's getting the whole thing, boring, making the whole thing so nauseating, making the whole thing so annoying to watch. That's just, the honest truth. Why am I saying this? Yesterday, there was an interview, between Mr. Peter Obi and Channels News anchor, right? Seun Okinbaloye. And it was all about 2 hours, if I'm right, about 2 hours interview, long interview. And virtually all the questions that Seun Okinbaloye was asking have been the same question they have been asking him over and over again, whether in the podcast, whether on Arise News, whether on Channels News, anywhere Peter Obi goes for interview, the same questions keep coming over and over again. He keep giving them the same answer over and over again. When are we going to be tired with this same issue? And that is the reason why I agree with Mr. Peter Obi that every time people come on TV, watch spokespersons of Mr. President, Daniel Bola, Bayo Ononuga, and the rest of them, when they come on TV, instead of discussing problems of Nigeria and solutions they have already proffered or what they have done for the past 3 years to addressing the challenges bedeviling the country, it's Peter Obi that will be the conversation on TV. For the whole minutes, they will be on air. Is it on social media, on X, on Facebook, everywhere? It's Peter Obi. Peter Obi is the topic. And I don't really understand why Peter Obi should be the topic. The topic should be problems of Nigeria and solutions to those problems. And those who are offering themselves for this service should be addressing or profiling solutions to convince Nigerians that if I have the slot, I will do this to tackle these problems. That is what Nigerians want to see and hear. But no, I don't know where these anchors get their question from. They just listen to propaganda on social media. They just listen to one, somebody talking or what the presidential aides are cooking up and talking on TV. They just copy it. They come and be wasting the man's time for nothing. For example, how many times have we discussed issue of Pandora Papers? He has answered this question over and over again. All right. Anyways, I will pick some of the points discussed in that interview so that we'll discuss it. Meanwhile, this is Andy Media TV and welcome to my channel. So guys, let's discuss some of the issues that took part in that interview. And why I'm bringing this up is that I wasn't too, moved by how the interview went. Not because of the responses of Peter Obi or whatever it is, but because of the recycling of questions. I was expecting to see something different. The way they publicize, that interview, that interview is coming up, we're gonna, and that I have to notify me, activate my notification because I was following the channel, so that I will watch it live, not that I'll be seeing it in snippet later. And I spent that 2 hours listening to that interview. All right. So that is why I'm trying to use this medium to advise the media, organization, that when somebody that is contesting for election comes for interview, you have to ask the right questions. That is the point. Forget propaganda people are discussing on social media or propaganda the people in government are pushing. Please focus on the problem. Nigeria has insecurity problem. How will they fix the insecurity problem? What is going wrong right now? How will it be resolved? How will it be solved? That is the kind of question you'll be asking. 2, there is no power. How do we fix this power? What is the government not doing well? And how we, you that is coming in, what will you do differently to fix that? No matter how the person want to dodge the question, you focus your attention on that same question and make sure that you press the person to answer, to provide answers. That is the way I should, approach that if I'm the anchor person, handling that interview. So having said that, we will look into the things that was said, the questions Seun asked, just not all because the interview is too long. So just some critical points, and then we talk about them. All right. So guys, before I step into all of that, if you are new to my channel, kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you will be among those that will be notified. And those who have followed this channel, supporting and helping this channel to grow, I appreciate your support. Okay. So let's listen to some of the things that happened in that interview. First and foremost, the issue of Pandora Papers came up, right? Oh, that you were among those that have this in Pandora's, blah, blah, blah. Your name came out in Pandora Papers. I don't know if Nigerians are in the back age. I don't really know. Pandora Papers, Panama Papers, whichever one you want to call it, it is a legal means for succession planning. That is what it is. People save their money there, open an account there, create companies there, and use it to plan for their succession. Succession simply means if I leave this world today, how will what I have be distributed to my dependents, my wife, my children, relatives, and what have you. So those accounts or entities or whatever they open there helps them to plan on how those things will go. That's why it's not for just a common person. It's for somebody who has resources. Yes, they are tax haven because those countries like Panama, like Cayman Islands, and all those places, they are tax free because they are trying to woo investors to come in. They are trying to woo people to come in to use their system, because as you are doing so, they are benefiting other things. You are creating jobs for them and so on and so forth, right? And strengthening their institutions, as the case may be. So it's give and take. Remember, there are countries now that you pay $150,000, you get their citizenship. There are countries like that. So even the US, I think the current president did something like that. You pay a certain amount of dollars or so, you get automatic green card. There are people like that, class of people they are targeting and so on. So they open all these, accounts, entities in Cayman Islands, in Panama, in British Virgin Island, and the rest of them. They use that to plan for succession. That's what most of them do. They move in whatever they have, the asset they have, whether it's real estate, whether it's cash or whatever it is, they put it there, use it to plan for who inherits it, how, and the terms and conditions and all of that. So if they leave the world, their family, takes over. So there are a lot of ways they plan succession. You can do it through joint survivorship. Anybody that dies within the groups in that account, the next person takes over. His father dies, the wife takes over. If wife dies, the children takes over. You don't need to go through stress of probate, doing estate and all of that. The system is already automatically processed. So that's what it is. So everybody shouting every day, they're asking people to be Pandora Papers and all of that. It's tiring. It's something that is making the whole interview to look somehow. It's legal. Those people that have those accounts, they open account in US, they transfer money across there, and that is legal. There's nothing you can do about it. So if you take advantage of that to plan for his family, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the point. And again, another annoying factor on this whole thing is that why is he always Peter Obi? Every time it's him. If they are not dragging him in Arise News, they are dragging him on Channels News, on social media. Is the only Peter Obi that is contesting this election? That is what I really want to understand. President Bola Tinubu, who by now supposed to be, being in every media, telling people, as the president, I promise you power, and I've given you power. I told you I will give you 24-hour power supply, and you will no more pay cemented billing. I have achieved it. Don't you people have 247 power? Who else is still paying a cemented bill? So I've achieved it. Let Nigerians now confirm whether it's true or not. I promise you people that the fees for WAEC, NECO, and all this will not increase. And I did not increase it. Let Nigeria confirm. because the prices were increased a few days ago. There is no power as we speak. They are the people you should be holding accountable. The person that is managing your budget, implementing 3 budgets at the same time. Every time is Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. That's why today, if I were Peter Obi, I will stop granting interviews. Not because he did badly, no. But why will it always be me? If I will use the word of Mario Balotelli, of Italian player that always put on his T-shirt inside his under his jersey. Why always me? I don't know. So the fact remains that as a presidential candidate, yes, he's to market himself. I agree. Where is Atiku? How many interviews have he granted about his ambition to be president? He's not the candidate. How many interviews has he granted? Anywhere? How many? Have you been seeing Atiku on TV? Even on social media, it's once in a while he attacks government, and the one he just hired a lobbyist, that he paid $1 million, whatever, to pursue Tinubu's. Those things are just to smear him because the Nigerian Supreme Court has ruled on so many of those things, so it's not going to throw any weight in whatever it is. It's just to, badlight the man, whatever it may be. So when you look at all of that, you keep asking yourself, where is Adebayo Adewole goes to podcasts at times and, some TV stations and all of that. And Omoloye Sowore, at times you see him, but it's mostly when he does those interviews, it's always when he goes to court, he's always dragging one court case, or he goes to defend people who he felt their rights were violated in court. But in terms of sitting down and be discussing what he want to do, how he want to do it, it's only Peter Obi that will be asking how. How? What of other people? They are not asking them. Because you treat these guys alike. Issue your interview request to all of them. Let's see how many will show up. Most of them don't have anything to offer. They only send spokespersons. That's why we see Kenneth Okonkwo talking about Atiku. Tinubu will send Daniel Bola talking on TV, on social media, or Bayo Onanuga. Like Peter Obi rightly said, Nigerians hired President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the man they hired does not talk to them. That is, Seun is not even audio. It's even worse than audio because nobody sees him anywhere to talk. He only talk when he's maybe in a meeting with some groups and you just see a snippet of what he said. That's it. Even Buhari holds media briefing. Press will come and be asking him questions. Even Buhari, he did that. Tinubu for 3 years, only one media briefing. He doesn't communicate to the people. He even say he doesn't go on social media. He doesn't. But the other day, say he reads newspaper. If he reads newspaper and their government is behaving like this, as if they don't know what the citizens are going through. So he doesn't communicate to the people. Every time he speaks to Obi, and they keep asking him the same question. How can you say a governor of 8 years did not build school and is number 1 in WAEC and NECO in the country from number 26 to number 1? And you are asking him, the people say he did not build school. I don't get it. What kind of journalism are we doing? A governor for 8 years, a man that has passion for education, somebody that has left governance for the past decade, and is still investing his personal money in schools, in hospitals, teaching hospitals, in schools, and to his own personal money, not state money, to support education and all of that, because he knows it's a critical area of development. And you're asking him on TV, national TV, they say that he did not build school. Is it true? I don't get it. So he's 8 years as governor, no school, and he was able to move the state from number 26 to number 1. How did he do that if he didn't build schools? How? And they are telling you that there's no school of midwifery, school of nursing, and all of that were accredited, which made him to build, a teaching hospital in Oka within 2 years, the fastest building, because they're already trying to pull schools that are doing medicine out of the faculty. The buildings are there, it's in the capital. The teaching hospital, they are there. So the problem with our media people is that they don't leave their office, their AC, where they sit. They don't leave it. If you have had these propagandas, rumors, that people say this and say that, as a journalist, what do? You move out from your comfort zone, travel to Anambra, and begin to ask questions. Visit those places. He said, that's why people do. After talking, he tell you, go to the state, go and verify. He calls names of people. He mentioned names. He has thought he invested 2 billion. He gave Innocent 2 billion to support him, to build cars for the state. He gave him upfront. You go to Innocent, find out when Peter Obi was governor, did he pay 2 billion upfront for the cars you produce for them? Let him say no or yes. Right? They said he saved $50 million each on 3 banks. You go to those banks, he mentioned their names, Fidelity, Access, and Diamond. You go to those banks and find out as a journalist, they will give you all the details. Even unless the governor of Abia State right now was the head of Diamond Bank at that time. He even came and said it, that Peter Obi saved the money. Whatever Obiano said has no bearing to what we are discussing. They have their opinion, they have their intentions. So what you're supposed to do as a journalist is to visit the banks and request for information. They will provide information. Peter Obi wrote his handover note. He put all those monies in that note. We saw those notes. We saw the handover letter. Obiano acknowledged to governor of Taraba State, former governor of Taraba State, Ishako. We saw that governor speaking, that he asked Obi, how did you get money to build that port? He said it was his predecessor. It was Peter Obi that saved the money. And he started looking for legacy project. He decided to build the airport. And people know this. People saw the videos. People heard the governor. They are still asking Peter Obi today, did you save money? And some said that he saved the money in the bank. He has interest. Peter Obi has said, let other governors save in the bank. They too have interest. Let them save, or let them even save in their own house and return the money back to the state. That's all. None, apart from Yaradua, no governor since 1999 leaves office and save money. What they leave office and leave is debt. This one governed for 8 years without borrowing 1 naira as loan. And he built road network. He won an award as the best road network in the state, Anambra, under his watch. He won an award as the best governor that implemented MDGs. Education, he was #1. Sustained it for over 3 years. The same man. In health, same thing. What are we really talking about? Cutting costs of governance, the same thing. In security, that even IG of police, gave him award as the best secure state. The things are there. Instead of people to leave their comfort zone, like Fisayo Soyombo, the FIJ guy that always does investigative journalism. That's the kind of guy that I give Thompson, because he goes and gets the information by himself. Not people, a media person, we are anchoring on propaganda people are pushing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. In Tinubu's case now, people are talking about drugs. This one is not propaganda. The documents are there from the United States. People wrote. They released some documents. People wrote to release all. He went to block it, to request them, please, it will cause him irreparable damage. That one is not propaganda. It's there. It's there. So will you come and be asking him again about did you really forfeit $460,000? That would be a stupid question, because we know that is there. The documents are there. It's everywhere online. If he knows he doesn't have anything in that regard, why will he write to U.S. government begging them not to release the entire document, that it will cause him irreparable damage? So coming to be asking those kind of questions, and then the kind of this IPOB, you have not condemned IPOB. Who says so? So if he condemn IPOB, and so what? What will happen? If he didn't condemn them, so what? Will he stop them from doing what they're doing? How does his condemnation stop IPOB, for example? And the man has been speaking against what these people are doing. I saw him the other time speaking about that the Kanu is not a saint. Most of the things he said, is if it's him, he cannot say some of those things he said. He may say it, but they will still ask him the same thing about Nnamdi Kanu, about IPOB. Is Nnamdi Kanu the problem of Nigeria? No. Nigerians are suffering insecurity as we speak. People are kidnapped, killed on daily basis, even including generals. That's the problem. Students are in the bush in Borno. They just released the one in Oyo. There's one in Kogi. They just be releasing now. So many places, insecurity everywhere. And you are talking about Nnamdi Kanu and all those things. I mean, it's not, well, they just waste people time doing interview, asking questions that is not relevant to the current situation. So issue of corruption is there. You can see it's just recovery from Malami alone, for future from Malami alone. One man, billions. Some are in court. So right now, what you need, the media need to do is to go to Aso Rock and interview him. So Tinubu by now should be giving account of his stewardship to the people, because people is the people that put him there. So he's supposed by now be answering back to the people, telling them what and what he has done vis-a-vis the promises he made. He has failed the most. Security failed. Power, he failed. The promise renewed hope is turned to renewed hopelessness, according to what Peter Obi, was saying. That's not renewed hope. How many people did they pull in poverty? You came in, we are about 80-something million into poverty. In 3 years, over 140 million is already in poverty, almost doubling the number. Almost doubling the number. And that's just like what I keep asking. When you are shouting on TV that foreign reserve is now 50-something billion, the question is, how does it translate to solving the problem of the common man? That's the question. They are secondary issue. They are issue of economic growth. We are looking for economic development. Because when your governance is not transforming people, improving their life, protecting them, which is the two basic mandates of governance, security of lives and property, and the welfare of the people. If whatever policy you are dishing out is not addressing these two legs, you have failed. You have failed. So that is the point. So all these things, the removal of subsidy, people have been asking this question all the time. Where is the gain of the subsidy? How does that gain translate to the people? Because they told Nigerians that subsidy is gone. that Nigeria need to develop infrastructure. The money from subsidy they used to pay will be moved to developing the country, health sector, education sector, infrastructure, road infrastructure, power. They listed a lot of things they will use the subsidy money to do. What is the situation today? No power, no roads. Few of them have been awarded for construction because election is coming, so that they can be telling you the road going to this place is already awarded. How many of them have started work? All these ones that are awarding newly now, how many? So all these things that was promised, by now, APC is supposed to be giving the accountability report so that Nigerians will verify what they are saying. Does it really happen? That is what we're supposed to be doing now. Then what do you now do? The media house will set up a debate for all parties. Every party that is contesting presidential position should come for the debate. 2023, Tinubu never attended any debate. He was running. Even in Chatham House, he withdrew question to El-Rufai. He just put in prison now. El-Rufai is still in detention. He was distributing questions to people to answer for him. So, but Peter Obi will come and speak. People will be dragging him for speaking. Somebody saved money for his state and people are arguing. Because it's not the norm. People celebrate those who live death, but they don't celebrate the man who saved resources for his state. After doing so much work for the state already, he still saved money so that the incoming person will leverage on that resources to continue. Remember, during their time, even allocation to the state was minimal. But with that minimal resources, because he blocked leakages, cut costs of governance, he was able to mop up money to do the work he did and to save that one he saved. And what Nigerians need today is money manager. Somebody that knows how to manage resources. Nigeria is not poor. Nigeria is not broke. What Nigerian problem is bad leadership who are not good money managers. That's the problem we have. If you put somebody who can come in now and block all these loopholes through which they siphon resources, all this money they are stealing, building estate that nobody is renting, is that money that they will move and use it to develop infrastructure that won't be borrowing. Because that's what he did in Anambra. A state that was borrowing money, another person came, no borrowing for 8 years, and still delivered all those results. How? And still saved money. The same people that are shouting there's no money to pay salary, there's no money to pay this. The man came, inherited pension and gratuity. He cleared them all. All the people, contractors, he cleared. Today as we speak now, the federal government is owing contractors since 2024. They have not paid them. But every day you see on paper, government release 400 billion to pay contractors. Nothing. Audio. How can a government be implementing 3 budgets at the same time? Is it not corruption? So the money revenue for 2024, 2025, 2026, where are they? Because if you are implementing 3 budgets at the same time, how are you managing the funding, the financing? That is the point. And they are telling us that about the whole budget now, about only 10% has been funded. Where are the money is going? The whole president, he said the money has been shared, that state has so much money. Which so much money? So much money in number, but less money in value because of the devaluation. Then the states now are doing nothing. How many media houses are interviewing the states, especially those seeking re-election now? How many? How many of them is interviewing governors? All eyes is just Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. They need to do balance this thing. Invite other people. Let Atiku come and speak. Let Tinubu come and speak. He's contesting. Let Sowore come and speak. Let Adebayo come and speak. Let Zenith Labour Party presidential candidate, Dan Wanyang, let him come and speak. So that is the issue. It's just Peter Obi. Every day Peter Obi. Every day Peter Obi is the topic. And they are not asking him the right questions. They are not asking him the right questions. So you need to deviate from all these old questions you people are asking. Create something new that will interest viewers. That is the issue. That should be a new conversation now. There's a lot of problem in the country. Constitutional issues. We have problem with constitution. State police is there. You did not ask question about state police. How will you do it differently? You have asked about subsidy. He told you what he would have done. Clean the corruption. Identify how much actual amount we pay for subsidy. And decide if government can, take it or, remove it. And whatever the government do, you'll be able to know where to channel the resources. And you will carry citizens along. They will see where the monies are going. Now, if you look at during Jonathan's administration, under President Jonathan, when 2012, when subsidy was partially removed, not even totally removed, the monies from that subsidy, he created Shopee, subsidy, empowerment program, the investment and empowerment program, Shopee, that time. And he channeled that money to that Shopee. That money was dedicated for specific program under the presidency. Maternal and child health was addressed. Over 1,200 permanent care centers were renovated at that time and equipped. There were community service programs to target the poor in the rural areas. There are a lot of programs under that Shopee at that time. There was even, I think, conditional cash transfer, if I remember. Citizens saw the money where it was going. But in this case now, nobody can say this is where that money is going. It's a problem. Because that's what I was expecting them to do, is to carve out a program on subsidy removal. And that program will now target like the CNG buses. It was mentioned. They promised CNG buses. How many CNG buses did they finally buy now? How many? Where are they? They didn't cushion the effect. No plan to cushion the effect. What Tinubu did was so dangerous for the country because to him, it's a miloko. It's my turn. He did not have any plan of what he's coming to do for Nigeria. That is just the problem. So he thought governance is to stand on podium and say subsidy is gone. That's the end. No, he had no plan. If I remove the subsidy, what will be the impact? How will I address the impact? No plan whatsoever. So he wasn't coming to govern. He was coming to answer that name, former president. That's what it is. Which he has succeeded in answering. So if he truly loves Nigeria, and at his age and his fragile, state, why is he still looking for another 4 years? If they really care about Nigeria, you have answered the name, former president of Nigeria. So I don't know why I need to, stress myself so much to come and help somebody. No, it's you that need help, that need to stress yourself. So with all these things going on, if Nigerians love their situation, love the way they are kidnapped, love their suffering, love their darkness, and all of that, Peter Obi, just dust your shoes, go back to UK, chill out, rest, enjoy yourself. You have all the resources you need to live your life. Because that's the honest truth. I cannot stress myself to this point. They are stressing Peter Obi because he wants to offer himself to serve the country. No, I will not. Because why will I continue to prove myself over and over again? The only politician that is campaigning based on integrity, the only politician that is anchoring his campaign based on his personality. Who else is anchoring his campaign on personality? Their personalities are punctured. You talk of article now, they bring up Obasanjo's book, My Watch. They bring so many issues around the article. Is it Tinubu? They will bring a lot of issues about Tinubu, his life in the US and the rest of them. So just, wow, which person? The people of integrity, they are not recognized. That's why somebody saved money. They are attacking him for saving money. But the people attacking him have savings accounts. They have bank accounts both in Nigeria and abroad. Some have more, even domiciliary accounts where they are saving money. But another person saved for the state because it's not done before. Apart from Yaradua, the governors don't save. What they do is share all. Remember, Okonjo-Iweala in her book mentioned it, that when he was advocating for them to save money, when she was Minister of Finance, all the governors kicked against it. I think Rotimi Amaechi was the Governors Forum chairman there, the person contesting vice president for ADC. It was only Peter Obi that stick his neck, said they must save money. Okonjo-Iweala wrote it in her book. Which person survives without saving? That's the question. Because there must be a rainy day. Now oil is over $100 due to the war. When Buhari came in, oil came down to $25 a barrel. That was why it was difficult for Buhari's government to take off at that time, because of the crash. So if you have savings, you won't be so much worried. Constitution say, collect money, pull it together, and share all at FAC. Which country survives like that? Share all their revenues. And people flatter them away. So it's ridiculous what we are seeing. Look at our budget. Look at the nonsense they are putting in the budget. Bloating the budget to 50-something trillion. And then they will create a window. Because there will be budget deficit. They will create a window and start borrowing money from everywhere. Keeping the people in debt. When those projects that are making them to borrow money are not supposed to be in the budget in the first place. They're not supposed to. All those constituency projects should be cleaned out of the budget. Every government implementation should go through the MDAs. Any senator you want road, you go to Minister of Works and lobby for road. They put it in their budget and they execute it. Not that the National Assembly member will be inserting budget in other agencies that doesn't have the mandate for such projects. That's how it's done. I've not seen a country where legislators will have projects inserting MDAs. That's corruption. They don't execute projects. They make laws. They do oversight. They don't execute. So all hospital projects in local communities from their constituents supposed to go to the Ministry of Health or Primary Health Care Development Agency, whatever intervention it is. That's why you lobby for them to include your decision. It will be under their control and under their funding. A senator or a House of Reps is not supposed to have specific project under his or her control. How can MDAs prepare their budget, submit to the National Assembly, and they wake up in the morning, they are seeing project that does not align to their mandate in their project, in their budget, and at the end we will be borrowing money to fund deficit. Which deficit? We don't need those projects because they don't execute them. The money gone. So Nigeria have a lot of problems we should be focusing on, and the media people should be asking the candidates what to do to resolve. Look at Seun didn't bring up issue of this budget pardon, and asking him if he enter from an unknown party now, you enter as the president. How do you manage the National Assembly? He managed them in Anambra, good and fine. They are other party, all the legislators were from other parties, and all of that. But he worked with them, even at the federal level. He still worked with them very well. So these are the kind of things. How do you stop constituency project being inserted in the budget? These are critical questions that should be asked to candidates. So there are a lot of things discussed in that interview that I felt have been happening over and over again. The question keep reoccurring and reoccurring, which doesn't make sense to me. Look at so many other dimensions of problem. Every day, new problem comes on. So they should be able to look at the new problems, create a question from there, and ask the candidates. And my another point is bring other candidates to the stations or go visit them, interview them in their homes. Let's hear from them what they will also do. Peter Obi is not the only candidate. President is contesting. Ask President a question. Let him give us account of his stewardship for the past 3 years he has been in government. And tell us why he needs re-election. Despite telling us if he didn't give us power, we should not vote him back if he returns for re-election. That's what he told us. So why should we not believe him to vote for him? So when you hold the president is the one that removes subsidy. Today now, he can't account for the subsidy remover. He's asking us to meet governors. They have so much money. That's not what he told us. He didn't tell us if he removes subsidy, he will give governors the money. That's not what he told us. He said if they remove subsidy, they will use that money to build infrastructure, build power, support education, health, and all this. Then with all the subsidy money, Federal Minister of Health was receiving 36 million as budget release. People that have federal medical centers across the country, people that have teaching hospitals, people that have Ministry of Health, people that have National Hospital, and so on and so forth. 36 million. What will 36 million do for health sector? And there is part of the place they said that they will do this. Assuming they remove the subsidy, use that money in this geopolitical zone, build big hospitals that will have oncology center for cancer patients, have kidney center for kidney patients, have liver center, have maternal and child health center for baby delivery and baby care, and all those things in this geopolitical zone. Nigerians will be happy. Imagine they create more schools to have increased access to education, train teachers, equip them, and all this thing, and the education sector will start booming. Peter Obi, when he was governor, Anambra schools were competing even globally, winning abroad, winning quiz and the other things abroad, because they have good foundation laid for them. All these things are not a difficult thing to do. It's all about having a vision, having a plan to execute that vision, and then having the commitment to do what it takes. It doesn't matter who is hot. You do what it takes, because you must hurt your friends. They will come for contract they are not qualified for, you won't give them. Your family will come, you won't give them. And they will hate you. It doesn't matter as far as you are doing the right thing. So these are what it takes. Look at Tinubu's government. They are asking people to be invested state money in the banks. He has interest. Tinubu awarded Coastal Highway to High Tech. His friend Shagori. His son is the board, as alleged, of that company. So what do you call that? Project of over 1.5 trillion. What do you call that? It's not conflict of interest. Port, calling kettle black. Bastardized health sector. He's sick. You go to France. You go to London. Take medical treatment. Look at all of them. Wike Shide graduated in the university, in abroad, in London. Right? And a whole lot of other members. That's why they don't care about the education sector in Nigeria. Because their children is not there. Their children are abroad. And they will come and be asking people to be questioned. Please pull the people in government, bring them to station and ask them questions. Let them account for their stewardship. When campaign starts, then you people can deal with other candidates. By now, all the ministries supposed to be on TV station now, telling us their scorecard. That's what the media should focus on. Campaign has not started. Election is still far ahead. Now it's time for accountability, because it's what they are doing now that we need to know to determine if we want to keep the Tinubu's administration to continue or not. That's what they should do. So pulling health sector, pulling education. You had the Minister of Education the other day telling you that 3 out of 4 pupils of our children with age between age 1 to 10 are poverty learning poverty. They can recite a sentence, but they don't understand the sentence, what the sentence is saying. How many out of school children do we have? What has the government done to reduce the number? These are the questions the media should be asking those in power now, controlling the resources. That's what we need to know, so that we have knowledge of what has been done, what is left. Will they continue? Do they have capacity to finish the job? If they're done, then we vote them out and vote somebody else in. Insecurity, you bring them in. Tell us, this kidnapping happening every day. Why is it not stopping? What is going on? What are you people doing? How are you going to stop it? This, that. Let them answer. Let them answer. If a governor is calling for international community to probe into the kidnap and release of your school children, does that not send a message to you people? So we need to focus on dealing with our problem. That is the point we are talking about. Peter Obi is made. He doesn't need Nigeria to survive. He has access to UK. So he's not losing in any front. It is we, the citizens, that is losing. Because I know the only people that love the way Nigeria is today are the people that are benefiting from that criminality going on in the country. It is the people that are benefiting from the way the country is. Nobody who is not benefiting that will agree the country to remain like this. Imagine as a contractor, you are supplying military equipment. Why will you want insecurity to end? If it ends, who will you supply your equipment to? So, I don't know. But for me, I think the media need to change gear, right? They need to do things properly. Ask the right questions. Bring all the candidates to their stations. Do presidential debate for them. But first, the priority now is not the candidates. The priority now is bringing those in government today to come and give account of their stewardship. We need to see their scorecard. What have they done from the promises they gave Nigerians? From power to insecurity to food security, agriculture, and the rest of them, manufacturing, job creation, and all of this. This is how you itemize it. Create indicator. Use that indicator to ask them questions. Let them answer. Tell us what they have done. High cost of transportation, high cost of standard of living, and the rest of them. Subsidy money, where is the money? Tell us specific projects they have invested the money upon. You say they give state. Who state governors in? There are 36 of them. They are not much. Bring them in. You can do Zoom call with them. Let them tell us what they are doing with the subsidy money. How is the new subsidy money helping them? What improvement have they done? That is the point. Anyway, guys, I don't know what else to say, but I think the media is failing us, and recycling the same question over and over again is not helping anybody. And focusing so much on Peter Obi is not helping anybody. They need to pull other candidates in, bring in the president, or go to Villa and interview him. Let him tell us what he has done. Specifics with facts, not all this. They are blanket. This is, oh, in education they have given 1 million people loan. That's not what we are talking about. We need to have specifics. How whatever they have done is helping the people. That is what we want to hear. This huge poverty in the land. What specific program have they designed that is tackling poverty? How are they pulling people out of poverty? These are part of the question that need to be asked. Let them answer so that we make decisions. Who are we returning this government? Are we changing the government? That is my point on all of this. He has taken Kenneth Okonkwo to court and is asking any Nigerians, if you know you have record of what I have done wrong, please also attach yourself, come to court, present your evidence. Let's see how many Nigerians who will go. All those people making that noise that he took the state money invested in family business. They should now go there and present their evidence and proof. How can a media house be running with propaganda? Send your team out to the field to go and do investigation of some of this information. When you are coming and presenting facts with him, then if he's lying, we'll see it. So guys, I don't know what you think about this whole interview, but that's why I feel about it. I feel that recycling, reinventing the wheel all the time. So that's why I'm trying to charge the media houses to do more better than they are doing. We have gone past beyond this rhetorics and propaganda and all of that, wasting people's time over this whole, conversation. So whatever you think concerning this thing, I don't know what your own view are. You must have watched the video too. I don't know what your views are. Please kindly put it in the comment section if you concur with what I'm saying, that we are tired of media asking the same question over and over again. They should invent and look for new questions, and also bring in other candidates to ask them questions like they're asking Peter Obi, and bring in the president himself, who promised us what he will do. 3 years has passed. We have not had anything from him. That's the point I'm making. So put your own view at the comment section, and we'll continue to talk about it. If you are new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those that will be notified. Thank you for watching this video, and for all of you who have subscribed and followed my channel, thank you for doing so. I appreciate you guys. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out. See you.